any faces we might see, and just in general the challenge that Burnley will pose?
I'll start with the team news. We've got a couple of issues, so Leon Bailey won't make the game. Obviously left the pitch last week. Unfortunately, this game's come too soon. I don't think we're dealing with a serious issue, so I think he will play a game before the season's out, but unfortunately he won't be at Burnley. We had an issue in training with young Jacob as well, so we're analysing his situation. He's a big doubt as we stand right now. I think the rest, as it was, Morgan Sanson's returned to training. He'll come back into the squad, and Courtney House is still unavailable. I think that's everyone covered. A few disappointing situations that we're going to have to deal with in the next 24 hours. The rest are ready, healthy to go.
And the Burnley challenge?
Yeah, it'll be tough. It always is. Historically, going to Burnley away is always a tough fixture. A really tight ground. The fans get right behind the team there, and they have their own style, which at times can be unpredictable. They've got good players. So we're under no illusion it's going to be really tough and challenging going there.
Massive win last week, as I say, for many reasons. But with the likes of Burnley and Everton winning down below, have you got enough points now, or would you ideally like another one just to be safe?
Another one? I want as many points. I want as many points as I can get from now till the end of the season. And I've said on many occasions, we look forward, we look up. We've got internal targets we want to reach ourselves. We're not really interested in anyone else's results or fixtures or the outcome of anyone else's games. We've got Burnley tomorrow. We want 3 points and we want to move to the middle part of the table. We're on the back of a couple of real positive results after a difficult period. And we're going to Burnley in a good place. We've trained well, prepared well. We know at times we're going to have to fight and compete and match Burnley. But when our moments come, we want to show our quality like we did last week and try and take maximum points.
With your extensive experience in the game, Stephen, can you explain the new manager bounce? Obviously, Michael Jackson has gone in there and taken 10 points from 12. Indeed, you had a great bounce when you came to Villa, and without that bounce, Villa will be in a real fight right now. Can you explain that bounce? And is Michael Jackson someone you know from your time in the game?
No, I don't know him very well at all, but I know the league very well. I know how difficult it is to get points, so credit to Mike, the job he's done in a short space of time. I think he's done a terrific job. He's obviously given them a big lift and turned their form around. Credit to him. But still not done. And they've got to play Villa twice. We're really looking forward to fighting for them 6 points. But, in terms of that bounce and what he's done, I think you can only pay him credit for that.
Just like Carney and JJ before him, Tim took centre stage last week like a duck to water. Just how good can he be in comparison with the great things that you've said about Carney and JJ?
Listen, he's different. He's got a different style. He's got a different way. Plays in a different position. More of a defensive type of player, if you like. Tim's outstanding out of possession. Still learning his way. Still very young and raw. But really excited to work with him moving forward. We believe we can develop, we can polish him up and shape him into a real strong Premier League player. But I'm not surprised that, again, the fans are quite excited by this one because, you talk about Carney's and JJ's and Tim's and there's more brewing in the background. And, myself and my staff, we want to give opportunities here at Aston Villa. We want to give pathways to young talents. We really believe in our academy. We've got some fantastic staff who are working ever so hard to, move these players along the conveyor belt, if you like. And age for us is just a number. If they're good enough and they deserve a chance and they out-train senior, peers within the group, they'll be guaranteed opportunities here. Then it's up to them. They've got to take them. I thought Tim done okay last week. Done a lot of strong things in the game. Done a few things that he's looked back at and knows that he needs to learn from. But that's what we expected. But he certainly didn't look out of place, that's for sure.
So the academy's working at the minute here. There's a fair bit of money being spent. Why are Villa only 6 points ahead of opposition Burnley, who are still not safe? Is it just, as some suggest, you need a good pre-season and, stamp your mark on it, or does it need a complete overhaul to make progress?
Listen, now's not the time to talk about that. I think the focus is on Burnley and the next 3 points. I've spoke glowingly about the academy because I'm really pleased with the talent that we've seen in there. We know we've got good senior players. I think my job moving forward is to get the right blend and balance within the group and build a competitive team that can operate at higher levels in the league. No one at Aston Villa is satisfied with this season's points tally or how the journey's gone, if you like. But what we've done is we've analysed every department at the club, every individual at the club, and it is a big summer. We need to reset. We need a good, strong pre-season. We know we need to recruit well to add some help and support to the current players, and then we'll judge it moving forward. But in terms of why we're 6 points against Burnley, it's not the right time to analyse that now.
Every week, opposition of Burnley, you hear well drilled and you hear about battlers and things like that. How important are Burnley, do you think, to the identity of the Premier League and just the, if you like, the diversity of the Premier League when, you know, we've got another team in the Champions League final, nearly 2. How important are Burnley, do you think?
Burnley are very important. Burnley have got their own style, have got their own identity, but I think it's very disrespectful to say that Burnley just fight and compete. I've watched Burnley's last 3-4 games. They've got really good technical players. They've obviously got a real strong mentality within the group, and they're desperate to stay in the Premier League. If they achieve that, again, they've probably punched above their weight, comparing them to other teams, but that's none of my business. My business is to try and take maximum points off Burnley tomorrow. I've analysed a good, strong team who are on a manager's bounce, but my priority is Aston Villa and preparing Aston Villa to make sure that we go there and get the win. In terms of who stays in the Premier League, doesn't really interest me as long as Aston Villa are there.
Stephen, is it strange not having played a team at this stage of the season and you're going to play them twice in a matter of a week?
Yeah, listen, I think the league's been strange for quite some time now, you know, on the back of coronavirus, and it's been stop-start. A lot of games have been cancelled. A lot of individuals have missed games. It has been a unique time. We would have liked to have played the game at the time, around the Christmas time, but we didn't have a squad. We would have had to compete in that game with players that played the night before. I think it was at Sunderland or Newcastle. The 23s team had travelled away. We couldn't fill a bench with players who'd prepared properly. So when we spoke to the Premier League, it was their decision that it was unplayable. That's the home fixture I'm talking about. This fixture's always been in the right place, so nothing's changed in terms of the focus. But yeah, it is unique. But it is what it is. Hopefully next year we won't be in the situation that we've been in for the last 12, 24 months, because it has been strange at times.
And when you talk about your ambitions and players matching your ambitions and the internal targets as well, what more can the players do in the remaining 5 games to show you that they're on the level that you want them to be?
Win. Pretty simple. Win football matches, be hungry to win. Try and find a better level of consistency. It's not my personal ambition. That's got nothing to do with this. It's Aston Villa's and everyone at the club who represents the club. Most importantly, the supporters. It's their ambition, where they want to see the team operating. So it's my job to make sure that we're not operating down the lower levels of the table moving forward. The priority this season was to safety, move the team away from where we inherited the team. I think we're doing that, and with certain points to play for, I'm confident we can finish in a strong position.
And just one last one. A quick word on Rangers after last night.
Yeah, I mean, what a night, what a game, what an atmosphere for everyone connected to the club. I know Tommy doesn't share my thoughts on this, but really proud of everyone connected to Rangers last night. It was a fantastic game to watch, and listen, it's thoroughly deserved. The journey they've been on, Gio and the boys and everyone connected to the club deserve an awful lot of credit, and one step to go. Obviously I'll be supporting from afar, and I wish them all well. You're welcome.
Burnley fighting for their lives, I think you've touched on it already, but on the pitch, what do you expect?
From Burnley or from us?
From Burnley.
I think I've answered this question early on in the press conference. Again, a team that are desperate for the points, a team that realise they're not safe just yet. They're at home. I'm sure the atmosphere will be really strong towards Burnley. Our fans will be there as well. We expect a tough game, a tough challenge, but we're not expecting a game that's just going to be 90 minutes of fight. We're expecting a game of football. There'll be periods in the game where we need to show our quality. We'll have to stop Burnley's key players. They've got some real good attacking players, so it's a fascinating game. The key for me is we have to match the fight and the spirit and the desire. The points have to mean just as much as us, just to us as it does to the opposition. And let's make things clear. This for me is about Aston Villa and the 3 points for us, but we certainly respect who we're coming up against.
You've mentioned winning, and I think almost every answer you talk about winning because that's in your DNA. But apart from winning all the games, what are you as a head coach looking to get out of the rest of the season?
I've said it many a times. We want to finish in a place where we can be satisfied. I don't think we're going to be happy or celebrating anything this season because I think the team, if you look from the beginning of the season to now, is underachieved, in my opinion, with what we've got in the door. So now in the remaining games, it's about putting ourselves in a place where we can be satisfied and content that we're in a place we can go and build on. We can try and strengthen in the coming window and have a real positive pre-season and reset everything going into a brand new season. That's the short-term priorities for me.
Just finally, just touching on Rangers again, you were the man, you know the players. How do you feel sitting from afar watching it, watching your boys, if you like, doing what they're doing? Look,
extremely proud. When Gio took over, I had a long conversation with him and told him that he was inheriting a fantastic squad full of great players, great boys, great spirit, togetherness. But listen, Gio deserves all the credit for steering and guiding and coaching and managing this team all the way to the last step. I'm really proud of the job that he's done and really proud of the players. I do know them well. I'm delighted for them. I hope they can go and achieve something extremely special. And yeah, as the Aston Villa coach, I'll watch him from afar and focus on my priority, which is here. But of course, really pleased and proud, not just for Rangers, but for the job that Liverpool have done. I think it's been a fantastic week of European football, fantastic games, and you're always trying look to see what you can take out of it and what we can take out of it, and that's a level that we need to strive for. And big picture, we want to be involved in the European games here at Aston Villa as well.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, Stephen. You've obviously been here for a few months. I don't know how directly you'll have seen the way they work, but we can all see the products of the Villa Academy over a long period of time now. Why are they so good? Because for many years now, the Villa Academy has produced a lot of good players.
Yeah, good coaching, great environment for players to learn. I think a pathway. I think many players have come through that, going back from what I can remember, the likes of Gareth Barry, Lee Hendry, Iroegbunam, real top players that have gone on to represent the country. And it's continued. I mean, it's been going for many, many years. I'm sure it has. But with a lot of work, a lot of investment, a lot of good coaching, and obviously the catchment area is linked to that. The players in the middle of this country, there's a lot of talent, a lot of good footballers, a lot of good clubs from an amateur point of view that obviously we get the players from, if you like. So yeah, it's a real positive place for young players who have got a dream of playing in the Premier League. But the key to it is having someone that believes in it, someone who'll back it. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, the message to the academy is if you're good enough, you'll get an opportunity here.
And that must be important because now I don't know how much directly you're involved with it, but certainly the academy management can now say to the next group, look, Tim Iroegbunam's played, Carney Kagrepa's played, all these others have played. That could be you next. I mean, I'm thinking back to when you were presumably at that stage at Liverpool, over many years ago. Is that really important now for you?
I think it's very important. I think it's vital. Look, Villa fans want to see homegrown talent in the team. My job's to build a competitive team here and have the right blend and balance. And there's nothing better than seeing young homegrown talent because they have a different connection with the supporters. They understand what it means to represent the support. You can see that in JJ in his focus at the moment. Carney's put in some real strong performances for this team. Tim's just emerging. There's more brewing in the background. It's a good time for Aston Villa's academy, and Mark and Nick are doing a superb job. And it's my job to back them. But at the same time, we still want to provoke, challenge, and demand a certain level and standard to come, because Aston Villa's first team is going to improve and grow. So the level's going to grow, and it's going to be more difficult. So the challenge is set.
What's the responsibility for the rest of the squad to look after these kids when they come into the team? Because, they could be starstruck. I mean,
no, I think
there's kids at school now who have posters of these players on the wall.
I think,
and the kids who you're picking are not much older than them.
Listen, it's our job to guide and support and look after them. We've got the right skill sets around these boys to make sure that not only are they becoming talents and putting everything around the talent to be Premier League footballers, but from a welfare point of view, the club's well set to guide them in the right way. I think it goes both ways. The senior players have a responsibility to look after the younger lads and set the standard and guide them and help us coaches support them. But at the same time, these young players have got to bring energy, they've got to bring quality, they've got to do a little bit of extra running for the older lads. That's the way it works, the top level of football.
Like you did once,
well, we've all been there.